Well, this subject is on tipping in restaurants. To do or not to do? Well, it's interesting. I have had this experience in my lifetime where I had an issue with a server or two in a restaurant some years ago that didn't serve me. At a restaurant that I frequented pretty often, and this one particular night I was in a hurry to go to work and so forth, and I uh, had come in and I was not waited on. As a matter of fact, I sat there for almost 30 minutes before I was waited on. And there were three waitresses there, and it was not busy. And they knew I was there. And then finally, someone came in or over to my table and said, "I don't have your table." It was the head waitress. And she took my order, and I left for work after that, out of the restaurant. She stopped me at the door and she apologized. She said, "I'm sorry, I was not your waitress, but the two girls that work here said the last time that you were here, you did not tip." And I repeated that to her. I said, "I didn't tip." And she said, "No, they said you didn't tip. That's why they didn't wait on you." And I made sure that she repeated it back to me, that we only make $2 and something an hour plus tips. And I repeated that in kind to her. So I was infuriated because I was a regular customer who had always tipped, I should say. Anyway, long story short, uh, I contacted the manager when I got home on my work night, when I was scheduled to be there at 11 at night. And he said, "Why didn't you say anything?" I said, "Because I was upset." And I said, "And I had to go to work." I said, "But who was your boss?" Lo and behold, it was the head man over this restaurant who contacted me the next day. And I repeated what happened, my experience again. And he told me that he would take care of it. Do you not know that he fired those waitresses? He did. I didn't ask him to, but he did. Because he knew apparently that there had been issues with those young ladies at that time. Well, anyway, he sent me a letter of apology soon, along with some free tickets, meal tickets to eat there again. But it took a while before I used those because I didn't want to go there for a while. Anyway, speeding up to today, I just saw a video earlier about a guy talking about tipping. If you're not going to tip when you go to a restaurant, just don't go, stay home. Well, that reminded me of my situation or instance that happened some years ago, many years ago now. But anyway, I do believe in tipping people who work hard. And I tip for service, not just simply to be given a portion of my money, 15% or 20%. Now, he gave an example. He showed a copy of someone's bill. The bill was for about $112, $113. And the people who paid that amount for their meal only tipped $5. And he thought that was outlandish. And honestly, so do I. If you have a bill approximately $113 and you only can give $5 in a tip, you should stay home. So I can understand if you're on a fixed income or you don't have that much money and so forth. But with that said, let me say this. Women, primarily, I know men are involved in the service arena as well, as far as being a waiter or a food server. Don't go to work expecting a tip in the first place. Get another job. If you take it personal when a person does not tip you, then you are in the wrong occupation. So if you feel like you have to struggle every time you go to work at a restaurant whereby you don't make enough money to survive, then find a second form of income. or second job, another part-time job, or what have you. But don't take it out on your customers directly or indirectly when they don't tip. Just appreciate the ones that do tip you, and just understand that it comes along with the territory. It's not that complicated. It's not rocket science. It's just the world that we live in. And you don't personally know all of the people's personal situations and or conditions that they're living by. You don't know anything about the person's income that's in that restaurant. They may still want to treat themselves out to eat, or their family out to eat, or a friend out to eat, and may not have enough money to tip. But that doesn't mean they shouldn't frequent your restaurant if they can't tip you, or don't tip you the amount that you feel like is due to you. But nothing is due to you. So if you really want more money, then you need to do something else where you can make more money. But I do believe in tipping, but only if the service is good. Honestly. That's it, and that's all.